Hello, educators, parents, librarians, yoga teachers, anyone who's using story songs and stretches with the kiddos in your life. In our story songs and stretches video classes, we instruct movement and stillness in very kid-friendly ways. That's what makes it fun for them. However, that kid-friendly instruction, it isn't always great for adult bodies, which is why we're also making these adult companion classes. In these videos, we'll make the same shapes that we make in the kids' classes, but with more attentive instruction. The hope is that you'll be able to use these brief sequences as a way to warm up your own body and to learn how to feel comfortable in these shapes before you share them with kids. Always listen to your body, and if your body for any reason says to skip or modify something today, just listen and do what you need. Thanks. This sequence goes along with the stories, songs, and stretches class called Let's Visit the Ocean. We'll begin by warming up our spines from a standing position. So let's stretch both arms up alongside of our ears. Take a nice big breath in, and breathing out, feel your chest drawing up towards the sky. So rather than thinking about bending backwards here, we're thinking more about lifting our chest to really face and shine up towards the sky. Take another nice big deep breath in here, and on your exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to so that we can fold forward, keeping that spine nice and long. So rather than rounding in the spine to get down further, let's keep our spines nice and long, even if that means we can't touch the ground. Drop your head, allow your head to just relax. You can give it a little shake no and yes. And then roll all the way back up to standing. Let's go through that backward bending and forward folding, working in our breath awareness as well. So as our inhale comes, we sweep our arms up alongside the ears, tilt the chest up to the sky, and exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, roll all the way back up to standing, and exhale. Just notice what you feel here. We'll inhale again and sweep the arms up alongside the ears, bring the palms together. Let's take a tilt over to the left side. Our right hip moves just a bit out to the right side. Nice big opening for the right side body. On your exhale, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Come back up to standing. Inhale, feel your spine nice and tall. And exhale, tilting over to the right. Nice big opening on the left side body. Inhale here, exhaling, draw that belly button back, and inhale back up to the top. We can bring our arms down towards the side, and we'll work in a standing twist. So inhaling, we'll sweep the arms up into a T shape. Feel yourself nice and tall here, and when your exhale comes, we'll twist towards the right. Arms can just drop to wherever they're comfortable, or they can remain up in this T shape for a bit more work. Inhale here, nice and tall. Exhale, maybe twisting a bit more deeply. And on your next inhale, you'll unwind, come back through center. Feel yourself nice and tall, arms raised again, and when your next exhale comes, that's the invitation to twist to the left. Again, you can keep those arms extended, or you can just drop them down to the side wherever they're comfortable. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, perhaps a micro twist more. And then inhaling to unwind and come all the way back up to this nice, tall mountain pose. We're gonna move down to the ground and know that this sequence has some really deep back bending in it right off the bat. So really be careful and listen to what your body has to say to you. Don't feel like you need to jump into anything that your body's not quite warmed up for. So let's come on down to the mat and stretch out on our bellies. Our first shape is bow pose, and we're gonna do this just one side at a time to begin. So we'll bend our left leg and reach back with our left hand to clasp onto the left foot or left ankle. That right arm can be stretched out to support you. Right toes are driving into the ground and the chest is slightly elevated. Should be feeling some opening in that left quad here. And then we can reverse this stretch. So let your left arm come out in front of you. Pick up that right foot by bending the knee and wrap your right arm around to find your right foot. Just inviting some opening here in that front right hip and thigh. And then we can return that leg to the ground, both arms down to the ground. And for those of us who feel awake enough for it in our bodies, we can pick both feet up and wrap both arms around to clasp onto both feet or both ankles. We can let our head be resting on the mat. Take a nice deep breath in and exhaling, lifting the chest, the legs, looking up towards the sky, making sure that the knees are pulling in towards the midline rather than splaying open to the sides. And we can return all the way down to the mat. Make a little pillow with your hands so your forehead can just rest for a breath or two. Our next shape is Sphinx, so we bring the elbows down onto the mat under the shoulders. Hands are spread nice and wide. Both feet, the fronts of the feet are pressing down into the mat, into the ground behind us, and we lift the chest, looking forward. Exhaling, we can come back down to that little pillow that we've made with our hands. The marlin shape that we make in this class is a variation of a locust pose, so we can bring our hands together softly at our low back, have our chin on the mat, press those legs, press those feet strongly into the ground behind us, energizing those legs, and then using the strength of our spine, we can lift the chest off of the ground. And exhaling, coming back down. Once again, making that little pillow with the hands to rest the head. One more belly down pose. We can stretch the arms out in front of us. Legs are back behind. And we're gonna lift opposite arm and leg at the same time. So we've got some stretch happening diagonally across the body and some good work for the core as well to keep our body engaged like this. The more we're able to pick up the arms and legs at the same time, the deeper that work is going to be for the core. So we can start just by lifting one arm and opposite leg, turning to the ground, other arm and opposite leg, returning to the ground, and then maybe try lifting arms and legs and a little bit of extra lift for those opposite arms and legs like we're swimming. And come all the way back down to the ground. Pillow for your head with your hands. Enjoy a breath or two here. Our next shape is going to invite us to come to standing. So to get there, we may want to bring our hands under our shoulders, press up into a tabletop, tuck the toes under the feet, and draw the hips up and back as we press strongly through the hands and feet to find our downward facing jog just for a moment. Walk the feet up to the hands. Roll all the way up to mountain. Pause. Notice. The next shape in this sequence is the star twist. So we take our legs nice and wide, arms out to a T, and we're going to fold forward, keeping our spines nice and long so that our hand can touch the opposite foot. So let's start with right hand touching the left leg or left foot. Keep that spine nice and long, hinging at the hips. Inhaling, coming back up to center. Twisting on the other side. And and inhaling to come back up to center. From here, let's bring the legs together and take a nice, soft forward fold. So rather than feeling like we have to work to keep the spine nice and long here, we can just be totally passive. This is the jellyfish shape when we do it with kids. So just folding forward, let your knees bend, and let your upper body really just hang. You can even find a little soft sway from side to side. Feel the arms heavy, the head heavy. If you're swaying from side to side, let that movement stop. Find some stillness before rolling back up, one vertebrae at a time. Let the shoulders roll up and the neck and head be the last to rise. We'll take our legs nice and wide, bend at the knees and come down through a squat. The octopus shape has us stretching our legs nice and wide, and then we take some side bends over each of the legs. So stretching toward the right toes with the right arm and lifting that left arm up and over, coming back through center, finding those left toes with the left hand, right arm up and over, back through center. One more time on each side. Letting this movement be fluid, soft. Flower balance, we can bring our feet together, hold on under the ankles, and we're going to tip backwards just a bit on our sits bones to lift our feet up into the sky. So our core is going to be really strong here. We can help to engage it by pulling that belly button in towards the spine and up a little bit. And then tilting back and lifting the feet. Chest is open, shoulders relaxed. If you fall down, no big deal. Just try it again. When you're ready, come on down. Janu Shirshasana, we stretch our left leg out wide, our right foot is tucked up in towards the pelvis. We turn to face the left foot, sweep both arms up alongside the ears, inhale, spine tall, and exhaling, fold forward. Keep that spine nice and long. It doesn't matter if we touch our toes, touch the wall, touch our thigh, it really doesn't matter. Just noticing and looking for that opening, particularly in the back body. And one more breath in and out here. When you're ready, come back up through center. Let's switch the position of the legs. Foot is active, so toes are pulling back towards the face. We turn the body so that we're facing those right toes. Inhale. Both arms up alongside the ears, and exhale, hinging forward, spine long. You can let your head relax. Enjoy a breath in and out here. Come back to a seat. And before we head out to the busyness that awaits the rest of the day, let's take several minutes to just relax and unwind. So you're encouraged to lay down in whatever shape serves you. Traditionally, we usually lie down on our back, but if that doesn't work for you for any reason, you can do this seated, you can have your legs up on a wall, you can be resting on your side, whatever's gonna work for you to find some relaxation for the day. So let's find ourselves there, and I'll give you a little bit of guidance once we get there, and then we'll relax. When you find yourself in your relaxation shape, rather than feeling like you have to tune out your sensory experience, let's open up to it. So allow yourself, without judgment, to just notice, what do you hear right now? What sounds are happening in the room? outside the room, maybe even outside of the building. Is there any reaction happening in your body in response to those sounds? Let yourself notice without judgment what you feel. Your clothing, the air, the ground beneath you. Any sensations that are calling for your attention in your body. Let yourself notice thoughts that might be running through your mind. There's no need to push them away, and there's no need to chase them down. Just notice them. All thoughts, all feelings, just noticing. And the best that you can now, just let your awareness rest softly in the feeling of this breath in and this breath out. Thank you for practicing with me, and thank you for sharing stories, songs, and stretches with the young people in your life. Namaste.